So there's one real key thing that can actually help your business grow, win more jobs, get your name out there, and be positioned in whatever sector you're in as that known or go-to trade or that known or go-to business. And that's by building a reputation. And this is something that is so important and so overlooked with tradies because we're too busy just doing the jobs and doing the day-to-day stuff that we forget that building a reputation is what's actually going to traject us, move us forward, win us those jobs that we actually really want to do, and help us create that name and build that brand that we've always wanted. So what I'm going to do is touch on this reputation today and how you can build it, what are the things to do, how do you separate yourselves from other trades, and why building a reputation is the way to go. So I've just written a few things down here, a couple of little notes that I think are some of the things that need to be looked at when building a reputation. Now, I'm going to start with this one, and that's just the basics. This is just the basics, and this is what can actually, improve your reputation massively. Just by being on time, getting to the job, doing what you need to do, completing the job, just by doing all the basics is what's actually going to help build this reputation. So contacting the client, doing the quoting process, making sure that things run smoothly through till you get to the job, planning the job out, all these basic things. Keeping in communication. This is what clients talk about. This is what they talk about, and this is how they build your reputation for you. Okay, so doing all the basics is going to help ultimately build your reputation. Now, you can also do this by under-promising and over-delivering. So for example, when you are quoting a job and you're telling someone that, let me give you an example. This is what most tradies do, is they'll say, yeah, we can get this job done in 3 days. And what they're doing there is they're over-promising. So they're over-promising and they're under-delivering. They're doing the complete opposite. Because what they do is they say they can do it in 3 days, and then what happens is the clients have an expectation that that job's going to get done in 3 days. Then you get that job done in 5 days. Now you look like an idiot, and your reputation points have just dropped. So I like to look at it, reputation for me is just like a game. I like to look at it as like a point system, right? So when you first start your trades business, you're going to be at 0 points. That's it. Then, over the years, you're just trying to rack up points. Every single job you should look at is gaining reputation points. It's like a system like that. So once you tick off the next job, you're up to 10 points, or whatever you want to say. But that's how you should look at it. So every time that you under-promise and over-deliver, your point system goes up. You just gain reputation points. And your reputation is growing and growing and growing. And if you do that on every single job, man, your reputation is just getting out there. Because you're that team, you're that company that's doing things that other companies aren't. So going back to that tradie who was under-delivering and over-promising, he's told them he can get it done in 3 days. He's done it in 5. They now are going to think that this guy isn't, they don't like him. They're not going to recommend him. He's done the opposite to what he said he was going to do. Okay, so make sure you under-promise and over-deliver. What I like to do is, even if we think we can get the job done in 5 days or 6 days or whatever it is, I always go above that. So let's say I know I can get the job done in 6 days. I'm just going to say, anyway, hey, this job's going to take 8 days. Then that way, your client has an expectation that this job is going to get done in 8 days. But when you finish that job in 6 days, then they're going to be stoked because they don't actually know how long it's going to take. They're just going off what you've told them. So always add on a few days, even if it's not, because you're going to look better anyway. You're going to look good. You're going to look like you got that job done faster, even if you didn't. You just did it on time. So that's another great way of racking up your reputation points. Okay, and this one here, word of mouth. Basically, like I said before, that's your free marketing. So that's how your reputation grows. Is let's say you do a great job for someone, you've done everything, you've over-delivered, you've under-promised, you've exceeded all expectations. And now you just look amazing, and this client is so happy with you. They are just over the moon. They're telling everyone down at their local, they're telling everyone down at the pub, whatever. They're telling their friends, their family, their work members, these guys are so great. They did X, Y, and Z. They did everything. They came to the house. They did this. Those are the clients that you want to keep and nurture ongoing as well. So I'll give you an example of something that helped actually boost our business and build our reputation really fast. We had a client that we did a re-roof for, and we did a great job. We communicated to her, we planned everything, we met all expectations, we under-promised and over-delivered, and this client was just over the moon. She was amazing. She was an amazing client. She helped us out on the job. She was giving the boys drinks and cooking food for us and making sandwiches, and she was just amazing. It's always great when you get good clients like that because it only helps the job run better and the boys are happy and everything's great. So this client, she was just over the moon. She just couldn't stop talking about us to us, and we're like, okay, great, let's use this to our advantage and let's do a client testimonial on her. And we had a film crew come out and do a full client testimonial, which is amazing. And then what we did is we took that and used that as marketing as well. So paid marketing, so ads, put it on our website. We put it into our emails, or whenever a potential client contacts us or a lead contacts us, we send them our client testimonials. So when people see that, they see it's a real person, it's an actual client testimonial, they're going to have that trust factor there. They're going to see that we have the reputation of who we say we are, we're honest, we're reliable. All these things matter. So use word of mouth as your free marketing. And that's how your reputation gets out there. That's literally how it gets out. Have you heard of these guys? They do this. Have you heard of these guys? They done this great job and they, it was amazing and blah, blah, blah. And people just talk. So let your clients be your word of mouth, let them be your free marketing, and your reputation points will just grow even more. Now, taking responsibility is another massive one. There are things that go wrong on jobs, and if you can show the client that you take responsibility for fuck-ups or problems or things that happen, then your reputation grows even more as well. Because you might have been doing really well for a job, something went wrong, you didn't plan for it, whatever, it happens. But you take responsibility and you say, yeah, I can fix that, I can do that, and you fix it straight away, and you keep that job on track. And now the client can see that, hey, these guys are still who they say they are. They've taken responsibility. Now they've finished the job and it's still great. And we can move on. And so that's how you build responsibility. That's how you build reputation as well, as you're responsible. And yeah, you're not going to be perfect all the time. It's so hard, especially in the game, the things that we do in our game, and it's super hard to keep everyone happy. But if you're taking responsibility and you're owning up to your actions and you're helping things and move forward and you're being solution driven, then your reputation will grow. Okay, so also taking pride in your work. It's a massive thing, and it's something that a lot of tradies don't do. They don't do it anymore. They don't take pride in their work. They don't care. because they whinge and moan about rates and about this and that, and they don't have time and blah, blah, blah. When you are starting out and you don't have any reputation, you have to take as long as you can to make sure that your jobs are done perfectly. And it doesn't matter. You're just building your reputation. You have to go above and beyond for clients and for people, because that's how your reputation will grow, and that's how you actually get ahead of a lot more trades. You will, because these trades that have been operating for years, they don't give a shit about that stuff. As soon as you come in and you show these people who you are, how you operate, they're going to think, fuck, who are these guys? Who are these guys? I haven't seen this in years. Like, these guys actually care about their work. They actually want to do a great job. Their work was quality. It was amazing. And they went above and beyond for us. We asked them everything and they went above and beyond. That's how you build your reputation. That's how we built our reputation. Okay, even though it's stuff that you might not want to do. For example, you're on a job and you're just there to do that certain job, and then a client might ask you to do something extra. Now, the wrong thing to do is go, oh, well, I can't do that because, this is all we've got to do today and, blah, blah, blah. Just make it happen. Make it work. Work around it. Over-deliver. These are the little things that will grow your business and grow your reputation. They're so easy, but so missed. So if you can go above and beyond and do that for people, they will talk about you. Word of mouth, free marketing. They will tell everyone, man, these guys just did everything. They went above and beyond. So take pride in your work, and it's easier said than done, but if you actually care about your job and you actually care about what you're doing and you give a shit, you're going to build a great reputation. So same again, being honest and reliable. It's not that hard, okay? If you fuck something up, be honest. If you've missed something, be honest. It just shows what type of person you are, what type of business you are, and people will talk about it. Your reputation points will grow. Another one is consistency. Be consistent with every single thing that you do. So you might go to one job, you might do an amazing job for a client, and then they're going to tell their friends or their family, hey, this guy did this amazing job, and they might refer you to that person, right? So you might get an email or a lead in that says, hey, so-and-so, you did so-and-so's job, they said you did an amazing job, and I would love you to do our job, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is where you've got to keep consistent, because it's not just a one-off thing. You're not just going to do one job and then doing a really good job, and then the next one you're being average or you're being shit. You have to be consistent, because your clients have referred you onto that person. Now, if you do a shit job, they're going to look bad, because they've pretty much put their neck on the line for you. They're referring you to that person. So make sure that you are consistent. Every single job should be the same. You should take pride in your work. You should do the basics right. You should do all these things. Under promise and over deliver. Once you start doing a few jobs, it'll start flowing, and then you will just be consistent, and you will get better and better, and you'll have better systems in place. You'll know how to do things faster, more efficient. You'll look better and better and better everywhere you go. Okay, so why is reputation important? Why is it important? Why do we care about it? Because it's what's going to get you, it's what's going to get people talking about you, and it's what's going to get you the jobs that you actually want to get. For instance, if you really want to do some high-end work and you're constantly pushing for it, and you don't quite get the jobs that you want, but you're doing really great quality work on standard jobs, and and it looks high quality, people are going to talk about it. A builder might see it, a client might see it. They will talk about how great your quality is, and the way that you done that job is like, it's a high level. So if you're acting like that on the basic jobs and you're having high level quality, then people will talk about it, and you will then you might be able to get some high end work. You know, someone might offer it to you. Hey, I would love you guys to do this because I saw this job, or this person told me about that. That's where the reputation comes in, why it's so important. So don't overlook reputation. It's something that it can actually be built really quickly, because a lot of trades don't do this stuff. They don't do any of this stuff. And some trades do, but if you can do all this stuff and build your reputation, you can build it really quick. Like literally, I'm talking like 2 to 3 years, your reputation can be built. You can literally take over companies that have been going for 10 plus years by building a reputation really quickly. And you can win jobs and do all that stuff. How do I know this? Because I've done it. Simple as that. Didn't muck around. That was one of my number one priorities when starting my business, was making sure that our reputation was known and built from the get-go. So, and then from there, it just grows and grows, and it turns into a monster, okay? Because you are reputable. Everyone's gonna, that's when you get past a certain amount of years, that's when you don't need to start looking for work. Work comes to you. That's why reputation is so powerful, because work will just come your way. It'll just get thrown at you. And then you'll have the luxury of being able to choose, hey, do I want to do this job? Not really. Do I want to do that job? Yeah, I'd love to do that job. That's what reputation does. So, yeah, if I can help you guys at all on building reputation, let me know. Just drop me a message, put a comment in below. There's so many different ways you can do it, and we can get really deep into it. But I just wanted to cover this today and make sure that this is make sure the importance of it gets to you guys. So when you guys are thinking about reputation, make sure you think about all these things, and then start using it as like a point system. So every single job that you win, that you do, that you finish, that's all your reputation points are just building up. Think of it like that. And over 2, 3, 4, 5 years, your reputation points are massive, and you are reputable. So I won't go on any longer. I think that's pretty much the basics of it today. And yeah, I just want to provide as much value as I can to you guys, because I've actually done this stuff. I took our company, with the help of my business partner as well. We took our company, from nothing within 3 years to like a really reputable company. And it's not hard. It's not hard, guys. You just need to do the basics, and you just need to do all these things here, and it will align. It'll align for you. And business can be tough, but if you have a choice to do all these things, and if you make these choices, it's only going to make your life easier and your business easier as you grow. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, please just shoot me a message or drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.